everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am extremely excited to talk to you today. Actually, I'm kind of excited to talk to you today. But I am very happy to be talking about something that I've been thinking about the last couple months. So Google and SEO and all this stuff, I preach it all the time. I always put it all over my content, talk about it. But today's topic is going to be about why Google traffic isn't our number one source of new business anymore. And I want to talk to you about why that's the case. And I want to give you some concepts for how to use what I'm doing that is not Google, is not SEO, is not PPC, is not Facebook paid ads. And that thing, I want to lead up to it a little bit here. So I was looking through our KPIs doc, or our key performance indicators as a business, and what I noticed was there was one category of the place where new business came from that I hadn't expected. I assumed SEO and Google traffic would be that. I assumed that. But when I was looking through this document, this is the worst drum roll ever, but the number one source of new business was referrals. So people that I had either sat down with, I had sat down with somebody they knew, or I'd spoke, or I had spoken at an event, or other things. Referrals are now the number one source of business for my company. And that sometimes means I did work for somebody and then they told somebody else about it. But I want to give you guys some concepts that I think are useful on this front. I think no matter if you have a small business or however new you are to this stuff and you're trying to get new business, these concepts will be super useful. So referrals are my absolute number one now. Honestly, by a bit. It's not even as close as you might think. So here are the things that I want to talk about related to this. One is getting out to events that your ideal customers go to. So, a mentor of mine, Gene Hammond, is maybe watching right now. So I'll say this. He helped me kind of instigate this in my own patterns and habits, getting out to events regularly. I actually track how many events I'm going to, track the amount of lunches that I go to with people that may be able to introduce me to people. So, but going to events that ideal customers are going to. So if you have a niche, whether it's industry or, you understand that these people are interested in these things, go to those events and, not expecting to promote, but just expecting to start conversations. The second one, is find people who own your ideal customer's attention. So in my case, that would be people with podcasts and people that already have the same customers as me. So they already have these customers. They already are talking to them on a regular basis. They're already helping them with their problems, but they're helping them with different problems. So getting next to those people and talking to those people, taking those people to lunch, having interesting conversations with them and picking their brain. And that brings me to my next one, which is just number 3, which is take people to lunch and pay for their lunch. So I started to do this right when I went out on my own. I actually budgeted as part of my marketing budget. I said, I'm going to take 15 people to lunch this first month. And it was a little bit expensive for a new guy trying to make a business, taking people wherever they wanted to go to lunch and just paying for them and picking their brain and expecting nothing in return. Nothing. I don't want your referrals. I'll take them. And I'm not saying I didn't mention the long-term stuff, but I definitely was not acting thirsty for those leads or for that business. So taking people to lunch and paying, strongly suggest it. Pick their brain, expect nothing in return. And then you could, if you have other pieces of content that you do, and I'm a big advocate for having a personal brand and having content related to what you do. And if you have a small company, I think content marketing is massive and a very smart idea for bootstrapping your marketing, but then building over time and keeping content at the center of your marketing plan. So I have people on my podcast, but I want to say it's really about having more intentional conversations. So having conversations where you guys are talking about business, you're around people that are doing a lot of business, and they're smart people, you're learning from them, you're asking questions, really asking a lot of questions. That's a big piece of what I'm trying to do. On these Monday morning marketing things, I'm talking at you, and I just don't usually have that many people watching live, so it's hard to ask questions as we go. But normally, if I was sitting down next to somebody across the table, I'd be asking a lot more questions. Rhetorical question here for you guys that may watch this later is just, what's one thing that you can do this week to get more lunches in the calendar? And having those intentional conversations will be huge for your business. Is just creating this rhythm and these habits around going to events and going to lunches. Google traffic is not our #1 source of new business anymore, because these referrals have stacked our sales funnel more than Google traffic. But I will say this is, I still get a lot of ideal customers from Google traffic. So, I mean, it's the service that we offer. We help people get more Google traffic, and I just got a really ideal customer last week, and I'm looking forward to meeting with them this week from Google traffic. And so I strongly suggest that you get this down for yourself and your business. You need multiple sources for getting new business. You need to be constantly kind of building out the ones that are pillars of your marketing and sales efforts. And one of them should be Google traffic, and then one of them definitely should be building referral partnerships, taking people to lunch, and going to events. So I'm super happy that you guys spent a little bit of your time with me this morning. And perhaps people that watch it later, thank you for spending a little bit of time watching this. Please comment below as any of the tactics that you guys have for getting more referral partnerships. And thank you for watching. Have a great week. Do a little bit more of what you love this week. And yeah, have a good one. Bye, guys.